Nola man. How are you
Back right,
feeling?
man. I'm feeling great, man. I actually slept, within the last 24 hours,
Oh, why would you do
which
a thing
is
like that?
which is something you can't say.
I've gotten like little 1 hour power naps here and there.
Yeah. I also ate today, believe it or not, which is another thing you can't say.
Actually, I had some ramen right before we started.
Oh, you did? Okay. I haven't had ramen in years. Can't go wrong, I guess, with ramen.
Bro, it's
Like
so
real
good.
ramen or like
No,
Costco brand?
like 25 cent straight out Walmart. Like knocked off 30
Yeah.
days of my life ramen.
Okay. Real American ramen. Is what I
Yeah,
meant to say. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
it's
Yeah, that's the one that
it's
tastes
like
good.
wet cardboard. Tastes amazing. Just full of
Yeah.
salt.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with sodium.
It's literally just like chicken flavored salt. And
This shrimp tastes like salt.
yeah, that's just fish flavored salt. And
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got something in your system. Yeah. Um, well, if you want me to just jump right in,
yeah, why don't you give us our recap real quick, and I'll send out some invites.
sure. I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for watching us on Twitch and YouTube. I know our views on Twitch have been going up lately, and we appreciate you guys checking us out. We wish we could be checking you out, but
Yeah.
we'll just use our imagination.
I
And,
imagine everyone watching as an e-girl with cat ears. Just
Yeah, I just imagine a bunch of literal Machamps with their chonas down.
yeah.
Yeah, we know that we attract a lot of gym buffs on this channel, probably. The ones who have forearms in specific. Let's go ahead and do a recap here. And our last episode was not the Growlithe one. It was one that was actually good. It was the one after the Growlithe one, which was the camera guy. His name was Todd, was it?
I don't
I think it
remember.
was Todd. I had a neighbor named Todd once. We went to we were visiting like this other guy in our school that lived in our neighborhood. He's like, oh yeah, his name is Robert. He's like, Robert's home. Let's go hang out with him. I was like, cool. We went into his house, like through the back sliding door, which was kind of weird for me. And then like I was looking around for Robert in the house, and I couldn't find him anywhere. And then the next thing I know, I just see Todd like just grabbing tons of stuff, like drinks and like stuff from Robert's room, like grab money out of his wallet. I was like, wait, are we robbing him right now?
Is this happening? Am I an accomplice?
Right? He's like, no. He said we could have it. I was like, he said you could go in his wallet and take all his money. He's like, yeah, he's cool. He has enough.
He has enough.
So like I walked outside, and then I saw Robert coming home from the school bus. I was like, hey bro, this guy's stealing stuff from your house. And so he came out and dropped everything, freaked out, and we both just kind of ganged up on him. He kind of ran home. So that's the Todd I know. But this is another Todd. He's a camera guy.
Can you be certain it's another Todd?
I guess not. Maybe this Todd is based on the Todd I know. There's also the Fox and a Hound Todd. It's a good Todd, another good Todd. Anyways, I don't really know many other Todds, but this is a Todd who's a camera guy. He is trying to snap a picture of Pikachu, and he ends up letting Ash
And not just like
go.
regular snap. He's like using like old man in the gym tactics, or like
Right. Paparazzi. That's why it's called Pokemon Paparazzi, I think.
or like creeper stalker tactics, or like
Hanging on a tree, waiting for Pikachu to take all its clothes off.
taking
Yeah.
pictures of 10-year-old crotches.
That happened, yes. But yeah, so Ash spots a camera, but he thinks it's the scope from a gun, and I don't blame him because he's had a gun pulled on him multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And so he pushes Misty out of the way, punches Pikachu out of the way, and grabs onto Brock. And the rice cake / donuts go missing. And yeah, they find out it's just a camera guy. He sends Squirtle to squirt him. And I guess his camera didn't get ruined by the water. He was like protecting it. And the guy lets him into his house, gives him donuts, and tells him how he's world famous because he got a picture of Aerodactyl, the extinct Pokemon. And in the picture, Ash is being, carried away by Aerodactyl. And he says, "Oh, that's so funny. Like, you were in this picture. Nobody knows who you are. And I took this picture. Everybody knows who I am. So funny, right? Hilarious."
Ash is like, yeah, so funny.
Ash is not impressed. He actually has secret motives. Team Rocket, dressed up as old people, say that they want him to capture a Pikachu, and so he's made it his mission now to just get a really good picture of Pikachu. In reality, Team Rocket wants him to actually capture Pikachu, not capture a picture of him. So Team Rocket, again, didn't do all their homework. They always do a lot of homework, but they never quite finish their homework.
They say when a photo captures you, it takes a part of your soul.
Yeah, that's what hippies say, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, the rest of the episode is kind of just Todd trying to take a picture of Pikachu. The Pikachu doesn't want anything to do with it, so he keeps escaping right at the last second. And Team Rocket finds out that he's actually just a camera guy. And for some, I don't remember why, but oh yes, Team Rocket builds another hole, but this hole takes you down to the sewer, to the sewer waterfall, pretty much, where Ash and Pikachu are gonna fall off. Todd sacrifices his tripod and camera, getting it all wet to try to save Ash, while Team Rocket throws bombs at them.
It just makes you think too, like, where was that path in the forest leading? Like to a waterfall? There's like a break off in the path.
I try not to question too deeply.
Yeah.
It gives you some good to question a little less.
Ignorance is bliss.
Right. And so Ash, thinking real quick on his feet, grabs the camera. He's like, "Oh, you guys look great. Let me take a picture." And then Team Rocket, of course, falls for it because they're just showmen, and show lady.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to take a picture and forget that they have bombs in their hand, and then they explode. And how does it end? Do you remember?
They explode and he finally gets his picture.
His camera doesn't get ruined, or does he get a new one or something?
Or you know what? Yeah, his camera did get ruined. I don't remember how it ends.
He might have gotten a new camera, who knows.
Watch last here today. If you want to know how it ends, watch last week's episode.
On one hand, I think it was a really great...
We're not going to spoil anything.
No. Everything. On one hand, I think it was a pretty good episode, a really good episode. I gave it a pretty high rating.
Uh-huh.
But on the other hand, as a kid, I just remember Pokemon Snap being such a fun game. And I think it would have been cool to have an episode where they injected it with some game, like them being on throwing balls at Pokemon or throwing apples or something, and actually going on an adventure with this Todd and taking pictures of Pokemon and them doing different things. I think it's been made for a pretty
after this.
I don't know. But I do think, with what we got, it is not a bad game. But, show. And then Pokemon Paparazzi was enough here. Yeah.
Wow, they totally.
So I guess the game was made. Yeah, I don't know. think that would have been a cool,
Yeah, like totally
cool
like
episode.
the episode from like Todd's perspective, you know.
Correct, yeah. And then we would have seen lots of Pokemon. I think in the episode we actually only got no encounters,
Mm-hmm.
unless we counted like some of the picture frames he had in his room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I think we did.
Yeah, we did count them, but missed opportunity. But with what they did, it was pretty well done. That's all I've got to say about that. And today we have a new episode, episode 51. Guys, this is the second to last episode of season 1. But don't you fret, because we have a whole nother season in Kanto.
Yeah. This is what you would say the halfway point.
I don't know how many episodes the next season is, but hopefully not 52. Yeah, this one's called the Ultimate Test.
Yeah, the Ultimate Test.
Do you know anything about this one?
No.
No. Like, scroll down. Let's read what the description says. I just want to see if I remember anything about this episode.
Alright, it reads, Ash signs up to take an exam to be admitted into the Pokemon League.
Okay.
What? Has he even got his 8th badge?
Well, it's not the Elite Four. Pokemon League, whatever that is. Okay,
Isn't that the Elite Four?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it is.
Okay, so I don't really know what this episode is about, but I am predicting that we're going to see Krabby evolve.
So, season 2 has even more episodes.
Oh no.
It actually has 60.
Jeez. Okay. Well, this is what we signed up for, guys. We're not giving up on our...
Yeah. We're in this for the long haul.
Very long haul. Yeah, I'm predicting that this is an episode we're going to see Krabby, and that it might evolve.
Really?
I'm predicting that. That's all I remember about this episode, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Also, in other news, I just read online that Pokemon, the series, is continuing without Ash.
Oh, did you not know that?
I did not. Has that been a thing?
The last episode, I think, is like this weekend. I'm gonna watch it with my brother.
Ooh. Well, hopefully they give him a good send off.
I mean, he finally became a Pokemon master.
Like a mediocre one, but
yeah. As far as masters go, he's like bottom tier. But
but as far as Pikachu trainers, probably top tier.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, probably. I'm sure no one's taken the time to raise a Pikachu and not evolve it.
Right. Could you imagine if people... I'm the greatest Paris trainer of all time!
Yeah.
Shut up, everybody hates you!
Yeah, well, how would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
We're not impressed at your masochistic ways.
We're not impressed.
Your life works amount to nothing.
I'm sure someone would appreciate. No,
right? Number 2 Paris trainer. Would.
Yeah. He's just like. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Paris Trainer 1.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. We're almost done with season 1, but I guess it doesn't really matter because season 2 is pretty much season 1. So we're not even halfway done.
Yeah.
I saw there's an episode on season 1 or season 2 where like where Charizard is still Charmander. I don't know. I think we're in for kind of a treat, and we probably have some more banned episodes to go through, like the Jinx one.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I'm ready to start if you're ready.
Well, before that, let's get some other news out of the way too. How is your Hoot Hoot and Centret run going?
Oh, it's done.
It is complete. The dirty deed is done.
The dirty deed is done. What I ended up doing was, first of all, the hardest part was Jasmine, the Steel trainer, she's got a Steelix. That took the most tries to try to be a Steelix with those two guys. But the Elite Four was no walk in the
how
park
did you
either.
even beat a Steelix?
It was not a walk in the park, the Elite Four. I did have on my Sentret, I did give him Facade, which doubles, it's 70 damage, but it doubles the attack if the Pokemon is burned or poisoned. So he had Facade, so that was 140 damage, plus Stab, plus I gave him, what's that item that boosts normal type moves?
Silk,
Silk,
Scarf
yeah.
or something?
Silk Scarf. So I don't know how much that was. So it's 140 damage plus Stab plus the Silk Scarf. So he was doing a lot of damage with that. And
But how would you get him poisoned or burned?
just before I went to the Elite Four, I went to face a Growlithe and I got him burned. And then I didn't use, during between matches, I didn't use full restores. I just used like hyper potions that don't heal the status move, So I just kept him burned the whole time. And then Hoot was, I guess Hoot was who I kind of had to rely on a lot because he had a lot of, not kind of, he was the one that had moves that were gonna make Pokemon flinch or lower their special defense, like Shadow Ball or Extra Sensory. So I had to rely on that a lot. And I had to get, it was a lot of luck. I had to just keep bashing my head until I got enough crits, enough flinches, and all of that.
Extra sensory, huh? You didn't even have Psychic?
It doesn't learn Psychic.
Ill.
Yeah. So, yeah. The hardest Pokemon for me was, in the Elite Four, was Aerodactyl. Lance's Aerodactyl, more than Dragonite. And I guess that's probably because the rock types don't take that much normal damage, and Hoot is flying, so that one was the toughest for me, was the Aerodactyl. But it is done. It is finished. On Soul Silver and Heart Gold, you can, after you're done with Johto, you can go and continue on to Kanto, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm done suffering.
You don't want to play Lieutenant Surge?
I think he's the first one you face, if I remember correctly, in Soul Silver, Heart Gold. And then I think his Pokemon are high 50s or something, or 60s or something like that. I don't know. I'm good. That's.
But I say Brock's rock type should be fun too.
I mean, Brock. Well, he'll probably have a Steelix, huh? Yeah, not fun. Not fun.
Any new challenges thinking of?
Well, Ryman and I were going to be doing a solo run on PokeMMO soon.
Oh yeah.
We won't be streaming it, but we are going to stream the Elite Four. Are we going to do the gyms and Elite Four?
Yeah.
Or just the Elite Four?
The gyms and Elite Four.
We'll stream.
And the rival.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we'll be playing off screen, but when we get to the gyms and Elite Four, we'll let you guys in. If you want a sneak peek, we'll be doing the Kanto region, and I'll be using a Staryu, and Ryman's going to be using a Slowpoke.
Slowpoke.
Yep. But without further ado, let's get to the ultimate test. Oh, I think I remember something else from this episode. I think they actually have to take a test, like a written test. Oh, hold on. If I'm remembering this correctly, this might be an episode where they're given random Pokemon that they have to battle with. And then James gets a Pikachu and he's so excited because he knows all of Pikachu's moves. But then it faces off against a Graveler who's immune to it. I may be wrong, but that's just what's coming in my head right now.
That's hilarious.
Let's see if we're on this, if that's right here. YouTube. We got the
BRB.
link for this episode in the description below. If you want to watch the episode, we can't be putting it on YouTube. If you're with us on Twitch, watch it. Be with us. Enjoy. And for YouTube, we'll be back in a minute.
BRB. You ready to go?
Yeah, after our
Alright.
intro,
Let me know when
our
you.
beautiful intro.
And we'll 3, 2, 1. All right. I love the Pokeballs with beards.
Yeah. You have a very creative side.
And the creative best friend.
Oh, Venomoth. Polywag me to read a Golduck. Okay, Mom. Really tough.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, welcome back, YouTube.
Hey guys. And ladies.
Ladies and everything in between.
That was a doozy.
That was a doozy.
Oh man, I did. If you guys want to check the encounters, I did put that up on the comments section. But
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
any initial thoughts, Brandon?
This episode was pretty funny. I laughed a
Yeah.
lot.
I agree with that.
Let me give a quick recap and we can talk about it. So our episode starts off with our protagonist having a picnic with Todd. If I'm not mistaken, is this the first time we've had a character carry over to another episode? That's not like a...
I mean, that as long as we don't count Brock and Misty, I guess.
Yeah, or like Sabrina's dad, right?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
Sabrina.
Sabrina was 2 episodes, that's true.
They were just innocently eating when Misty begs the question, "Where you can get another badge, Ash? It's been a while." And he proceeds to choke. Like,
She doesn't just say that. She says, "Do you think you can make another gym leader feel bad for you and give you a badge?"
yeah.
Which is so accurate. It's so accurate.
And he chokes like Eminem at a freestyle battle.
B Rabbit.
Be rabbit. Todd brings up the Pokemon League quiz institution place. Did it have a name? Was it just like the...
I think it was just called the Pokemon League Testing Center? I don't know.
the Pokemon League Testing Center. Where they go, Ash signs up, James signs up, Jesse signs up.
Daddy signs up.
Daddy signs up. No, Daddy Brock does not sign up.
Daddy.
Brother also like Brian.
I love Brian. And so it starts off with the written exam where
Sticky feet.
Jesse, James, and Ash just continues to get everything wrong.
They were pretty tough tests.
It was almost. I mean, the computer part was pretty. I feel like doable,
Right.
but the slideshow was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like this is Jigglypuff from above view.
Yeah. It's just a circle. It's like, this is a silhouette of Jigglypuff
And
looking down at it.
yeah,
You'd think it at least show like the pink color. But no, it's just a black circle.
yeah.
We're supposed to know.
Or
it's
like the arms, like the intention where the arms would be,
right.
or feet. But
Because Jigglypuff's not just a circle. Even if you look from above, you can still see its arms, and the feet kind of stick out a little bit. Anyways, dumb test.
so Jesse gets infuriated, throws a fit and leaves. Next is the battling test.
Yeah.
Where-
Knowledge, body. So knowledge was the first one. The second one were the bodies, and the third one was the battles. Yeah.
James goes first, and he actually gets a Pikachu. And he's so excited because he knows all of Pikachu's moves from being defeated by him so many times. But unfortunately, the teacher pulls out a Graveler. James attempts to Thunderbolt it and it doesn't work and he doesn't know why. And Graveler just pounds Pikachu into James's face. James throws a fit and calls out the rest of his Pokemon. Where he was therefore disqualified and he went and found a corner to call himself a loser. Next is Ash, and he wins the first match with a Weezing from knowing Team Rocket's moves. His next one is an Arbok where he loses because he doesn't know Jolteon's anatomy. And the third one he gets demolished in because it's just an unfair matchup. After that, Team Rocket exposes themselves as their true identity.
What was the third matchup for Ash?
It was Vaporeon versus Meowth, where Vaporeon did an Ice Beam.
Yeah. Yeah, no Meowth is surviving that.
Team Rocket called out all the Pokemon, or all. James still has his Pokeballs from his matchup, and he calls them out, and he orders them to attack, where the instructor just tells them to turn around, and their attacks backfire on Team Rocket. And they self-destruct in the middle of the battlefield, leaving a huge crater, and Team Rocket, except for Meowth, blasts off. And Meowth is left taking care of the instructor.
So hold on, the other Meowth blasted off then.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
wrong
Meowth got something to say, Meowth? Meowth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Nice synopsis. That was great. That was a great summary for all that stuff that happened.
So, what are your thoughts on this episode?
We didn't get to see Krabby, but we did get to see the random Pokemon battles. I love that. I think that's my favorite part about this episode I think that would be my favorite part if I was in the Pokemon world, to do random battles like that, where it's like, here's a Pokeball, try to figure out what you're gonna do when this Pokemon comes out. And I imagine it's not like the game, Pokemon can learn tons of moves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a Weezing come out, you can ask him to do Sludge, Toxic, Smoke Screen, Explosion. I'm sure you could have had him do anything. So, I don't know, that would have been cool. I would love to do like a battle like that, where you throw out a Pokemon and all the moves you can learn, you could use. That could be interesting. Maybe a little overpowered.
It's quiet. See? It is quiet.
Yeah. I guess we can start off this episode by going back to how Ash has not grown at all as a person throughout 52 episodes. He's pretty much that spoiled little kid that thinks he's better than everyone else. We always think that Gary's kind of a bully, but Ash acts exactly like him. He says, in this episode, he says, "There's nobody I'm not better than." And we have a wonderful quote by James saying, "I want to live my dream, not my reality."
Yeah. Very poetic.
James is full of these gems. James is full of these gems. So good. I think I also really laughed when James, or was it, he was doing the test and there was a question about Magikarp, right? Or was it a body of Magikarp? Something about Magikarp.
Well, it was what's Magikarp's first move that I learned?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he was just fuming. I love that callback to the SSN.
I love that too. That was honestly the highlight of the episode for me.
Yeah, James was great. He wants to be a Pokemon master. He wants to live his dream, not his reality. he has this horrible traumatic flashback to his useless Magikarp that evolved into a Gyarados and blasted him away.
Yeah.
And then since Jessie gets kicked out of the school, James also kind of wants to win for her. You gotta kind of pull for James a little bit. And poor guy gets so excited when he gets a Pikachu in his random Pokemon battle.
I feel like it would have been great to see James actually get a win here and like do great with the Pikachu rather than what they did.
Yeah, dirty trick by what's his face. I don't know if like you're allowed to call the Pokemon back and switch out, but throwing a Graveler at a Pikachu as an instructor, you know, penis move there.
Big
don't like that
move.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the instructor was kind of a joke. He was a joke. The test was a joke. But it was fun to see the random battles. That was the highlight for me. And then James is great. I love that, you know, once him and Jessie were knocked out, they were taking notes. So, you know, they really do want to learn, and they're good students. I mean, they're not good students in as far as behavior goes, but they're good students as far as like learning. And Jessie wasn't wrong in this episode. She talks about how she's a hairdresser, a stylist, and this again is fun. Lots of things, right? They have tons and tons and tons of talents. They just kind of like can never make it to the end. And yeah, Ash got all of the Team Rocket Pokemon on his random battles, and I feel like the fact that he couldn't think of great moves to use kind of shows how easy Team Rocket has been to beat throughout all these episodes, that he hasn't even been able to remember of any moves other than, you know, probably Weezing's smoke screens and Toxics, because that is the only thing that's really been effective. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Very good one. Chaotic, but it was fun.
Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah. Anything to add?
Yeah, I feel like the premise of this episode is like a really cool one. You know, like there's two ways you can get into the Pokemon League: by proving you're a Pokemon Master academically, or proving you're a Pokemon Master competitively by getting badges and traveling, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a real important part of world building. You know, if we're going to believe this Pokemon universe and immerse ourselves in it. I like the details they included in it, like leaving your Pokemon behind, you know, and having big classes, like if this thing isn't held all the time, you know, and it's a really sought after thing.
It's like a once in a year. I think they said they do it once a year, these classes. Mm-hmm. And it's probably just like one day out of the year.
It would have been more entertaining too if there weren't so many cheap tricks in it, like the Jigglypuff and stuff like that, or if the questions were actually like answerable, you know, like it would have been like really fun as a watcher to be able to test myself, you know,
just and see not if you could just get the league test,
yeah,
the league test,
and not just like them trying to get a laugh out of us by having them answer these impossible questions, you know.
Yeah. Would you have liked it during the random battles if you could see on the screen what moves the Pokemon had?
Like a little.
So that you could choose.
Oh.
So you could choose like in your head, you know, and then we see if you would have passed. Like, look, this Pikachu had Thunderbolt, and then you should be like, but it also had Surf. You know, you should have used Surf against Graveler.
Yeah, and I feel like too, like those the Pokemon matchups weren't really well rounded either. Like for instance, the teacher had Fire, Water, and Electric, while Ash had Poison, and Normal. You know.
Yeah. He did them dirty. He did everyone dirty.
Yeah, like James had a little more balanced team with Grass, Fire, Electric, You know, but really, like, and Poison Normal shouldn't be a belt, you know, that he could really honestly win with, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, with that said, it was a fun episode.
It was. I feel like the jokes really landed, you know, like, and it's really fun to see, like, an episode this old kind of stand the test of time with its humor and everything, and James is like you said, really stole the show this episode. He was really relatable and funny, you know. And there were some great callbacks. You know, I feel like because they knew this is the second to last episode, you know, and it's important that we see it. And we get like that. We get that payoff from, and that's the purpose of the battling too. Like they're rewarding us for having watched the whole season, you know. Like
whole seasons of crappy battles.
Yeah, like we know, like we get to remember Weezing's move with Ash. We get to remember Arbok's moves with Ash, you know, through his perspective, and vice versa with James and Pikachu. You know, we get those kind of we get those kind of rewards, and like the James getting mad at Magikarp is another one. You know,
yeah, I love that.
And I feel like
that's a good point.
They also had to say went like overboard, you know, with the character tropes that our characters are known for, like Ash and his competitiveness, Misty and her
bashing.
No, what's the word? Antagonizing, you know. Oh. And Brock with his lusting.
So much joy.
Yeah. Jessie with her temper. James with his willingness to like fight for Jessie and his stubbornness to want to be a better him, you know. Mm-hmm. And Meowth with his quirky and scratching and all that
those
stuff,
are
you
painful
know?
Scratches, man.
Yeah, but you know,
Did
like they're jamming like
a
season's worth of like what they're known for into an episode, you know, as like a payback or a callback for us to remember. And they did it, I feel like, pretty seamlessly. Like, you definitely can't tell it's what they're trying to do. You know, they don't make it obvious. It fits into the story nicely. It was a nicely packaged episode. Really funny.
Yeah. We
got battles. We got trivia. We got like a little bit of everything in this one.
I agree. Yeah. That Meowth though, man. That scene where Ash gets his Meowth frozen and then Team Rocket's Meowth jumps on him and starts scratching him. You could see like the cuts were like deep. Like it was red, dark, deep blood.
Oh man. It's like the what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with like the raccoon scratching his face.
Yeah.
And they do the face reveal and he looks like Two-Face. But the whole face.
Yeah, exactly. Like no face?
Yeah, no face.
Oh man.
That's what Ash is gonna look like at the end of season 2 after all the scratches.
He just looks normal, but they'll have like a zoom in where you just see.
Yeah, like on SpongeBob, like the overly detailed zoom in.
Exactly. Overly detailed scars on his face and burns.
He's just like, horribly disfigured.
It zooms out and he looks normal.
Yeah.
Well, I got the encounters up here on the comment section. I'll just read them off.
Okay.
And if you guys want to follow along, and those on YouTube, I'll just read them for you guys. So in this episode, we got. You guys go ahead and choose what Pokemon you would want on your journey from these. Oddish, Green Weedle, Pikachu, Graveler, Charizard, Ivysaur, Flareon, Weezing, Jolteon, Meowth, Vaporeon. That's a tough one, huh? Now, I will say that Weedle, shiny Weedle is yellow. So this is not a shiny Weedle. This is probably the rarest Weedle in the world. I might just go with the green Weedle to see what kind of amazing Beedrill it turns into. If it's a green Beedrill, I'll be a very happy camper. Yeah, I'm going green Weedle. What do you think?
I was actually going to go green Weedle also, because it's the most unique one, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if the shiny had a shiny, if all the shinies had a shiny.
Right. What would be
Who knows,
the
maybe it'd be like a
likelihood of
black
that?
Beedrill, you know? And then I'll just really love it.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to get the Weedle just to see what it turned into.
Yeah.
If it turned into a regular Beedrill, like, it was worth the risk. Yeah. But what if you had to pick another one?
If I had to pick again, I would pick probably out of those choices, man, would I want a real life Charizard or real life Venusaur? I gotta say Charizard,
Okay.
because Charizard can fly.
Yeah, I might have to go with... I'll go with Ivysaur, my favorite starter. But Jolteon is a really good pick, too. That's probably one of my favorite, if not my first or second favorite electric type, for sure. Very good battler, too. Quick. Very quick. Anyways, what you got? What you got for rating?
I would rate this episode a 4.5. Meowth scratches.
Oh my gosh, bro. You literally said word for word what I was gonna say.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna say 4.5 Meowth scratches. But I'm gonna let Ryman go first. Hopefully he doesn't say give it the same rating and make it seem like I'm copying him. But I wasn't just copying your rating, now I'm copying
Everything.
everything. Alright, I'll just say 4.5 Poliwag swirls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going the
This is a great
opposite way
episode.
of a Poliwhirl.
I think it did definitely have room for improvement, and what I would improve would be the instructor. The second part of the text, like the body, that didn't make any sense. And then, I like how you said like the battles kind of brought it full circle. I actually really loved what you said about that, about how Ash had to, kind of from his perspective, how Team Rocket's Pokemon have been, and how James got to use a Pikachu and all that stuff. However, still, I don't think they're up to par. Even if you're going to do short battles, I think these could have been just a little bit longer, even if they're going to be short battles. I think the only thing that really sticks to mind from all those battles I saw was, like, Pikachu not being able to hurt Graveler, and then Arbok wrapping itself around Jolteon, and I guess like Meowth freezing. I don't remember much back and forth. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, I know the Weezing one was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Had a little bit back and forth, like a couple flamethrowers, Weezing was ducking and dodging.
Yeah. That's true. Weezing did pretty well. Yeah, I mean, it's getting there, you know? I think we're close. I think we're close to having really good battles.
Yeah.
It's too bad it's not gonna happen in a whole season of 52 episodes, but that's all right.
Maybe next seasons of 60 episodes we'll get it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, guys, This next episode's going to be the last one of the season. We'll see how we do there.
We'll see if it's good enough.
We'll see if it's good enough.
Because nothing ever is.
Nothing is ever good enough, is what we're doing now.
Uh-huh.
And today's contestant on Nothing's Ever Good Enough is the flaming pony, Ponyta.
The flaming pony. Wow. That's actually a really cool design.
You like the Galarian one?
Wait, is that Galarian?
Oh, this one. Oh, okay. No, I thought you were looking at the unicorn ones.
Imagine if I had this.
Yeah, that one looks really cool, actually. Yeah, that one looks great. Better than anything that's real.
No, I don't think it's real.
The one, I guess the one word that comes to mind with this is, and unfortunately, is plain. I feel like in my head, when I think of if someone was to tell me, hey, we have this new Pokemon, it's a pony, turns into a horse, and it's a fire type, and instead of a mane, it just has fire. In my imagination, I am imagining something really cool. And I feel like the execution was very plain. And maybe it has a lot to do with its coloring. Horses have really cool different patterns and designs. You know, they have those even the painted horses, or just pure black horse, or a brown horse with white spots or something, you know? But we ended up getting just for the lack of a better example, the Persian color, which you kind of hated on a little bit before, I remember.
Off-white. Dirty white.
And I feel like that was a little bit of a mistake. I guess you can see the fire come off of it better this way. But how much more would you have liked Ponyta if it was black, or brown with white spots, or brown and black, or something like that? I don't know. What do you think?
Like a real horse?
Like a real horse, yeah.
I don't know. I actually like its plain, simplistic design. I feel like some of them have to be plain and simplistic so the more crazy ones can stick out more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like every Pokemon was super detailed and crazy. It would be very overwhelming.
Yeah. If you had a Pokemon game and the only fire type in the whole game was Ponyta, would you use Ponyta, or would you just use that space for another typing?
I mean, I'll put it out there. I don't have any problems with Ponyta or Rapidash. I've never used one, but it's always because there's always a better fire type available.
Not always.
No.
Not always. But.
Or a better typing, it's never. I've never really been inclined to have a just fire type, I feel like fire is a better dual typing.
Oof. I don't know. I might disagree with that one.
Yeah.
Personally, I like my fire untouched with another typing. I don't like mixed breeds with fire types.
So who are your favorite
line
fire types?
Sure. Who are my favorite fire types?
Mm-hmm.
Gen 1, I really like Magmar. Gen 2, I like Typhlosion. Gen 3, I don't know. I guess there's, Gen 3 has some interesting ones. I kind of like, what's it called? I kind of like Camerupt, but I think I'd like him better if he was just fire, not ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like I like that lion one. But that one is fire normal. I would also take the normal typing off of that
Really?
one.
Fire normal is such a cool typing to me.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like fire has so many resistances. I don't want to be giving it more weaknesses.
I feel like Ponyta should have been fire normal.
I think that would make sense for sure. It's got the normal coloring. I will say this about Ponyta: it's got for Kanto creating so many Pokemon with angry eyes. This one has like very distinct. And I do like the armpit hair. I mean armpit fire. I mean like
The flaming armpit hair.
I like that Ponyta's all natural. She keeps her her butt growing and her butt hair is growing, her armpits growing. All the way to the back It's just a fire hippie pony. And I guess I could get not behind that, but around that.
Yeah, never stand behind.
But yeah, I don't think I would use a Ponyta unless we had some kind of run where I was kind of forced to, and not because I think it's hideous or anything. I just think it's just too plain. And I like a lot of basic designs, but this one I'm not so crazy about.
I mean, it's one of those things where I'm not really sure what I would change. To me, it's
the color of the skin for me, the fur, for sure. And I feel like the thing is if you cut a horse's mane off, it can still be beautiful, right? It's not as beautiful without its long mane and its tail. It's still beautiful. If you took out all the fire of this Ponyta, it would look very strange, like a very strange, weird animal. It would make me uncomfortable.
Just and you also shaved it,
Yeah, can you look up Ponyta without fire? Or
Yeah.
without its flame or something? Yeah, it already shows up as one of the first things. See, that's uncomfortable. What is that now? A giraffe with a short neck?
Oh my gosh, she kind of looks like a lamb.
Like a lamb, yeah. You still like it? Oh, man.
I mean, I don't hate it. It looks even more like a normal type.
Right. Well, I guess let's go to Rapidash.
You don't want to go Ponyta, Rapidash?
No, we usually do the other forms at the end. There. I mean, yeah. This has the same. I still have the same problems with this one as I do Ponyta. The only difference is it looks more threatening, scarier, and bigger. I don't understand giving it the unicorn horn and the eyes. I think it lost those beautiful eyes. So I guess it looks more threatening. The eyes look worse, and the unicorn horn I'm not really about it for Rapidash. Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. Just kind of the same things with Ponyta.
Yeah, there isn't much difference besides I guess the flames being bigger. The eyes do change. Just more angry now, which I guess is true of becoming an adult. I'm a much more frustrated adult than I was a child. And yeah, the unicorn horn, which is, I'm sure, a big, how to say, inspiration for the, is it Galarian or?
Yeah, Galarian.
Galarian design, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which also just lends itself better to being this, like, Pegasus also, if they had a third evolution.
Yeah.
This is honestly, like, this would have been a perfect evolution line for me. But these two alone are, it's kind of lackluster. Like you said, it's very on the boring side. They played it too safe.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
But man, that Rapidash looks fierce in this one though.
My little pony, my little pony, isn't the world a lovely place? Everywhere you go, a smiley face.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen My Little Pony. I don't even. Are those the words?
Those are the words from the original one, not the, like the one from the early 90s. I don't know the words of the new one. And don't ask me why you know the ones from the 90s. Oh man. Let's just move on. Let's go Galarian. I actually don't have much to say about these designs mainly because I'm not like a 6-year-old girl. And
not with that attitude.
That attitude. And I just don't think this Pokemon was in any way made for me. And because I'm a man.
Don't be so close-minded.
But I think that probably little girls that play Pokemon really love this design. And so for those little girls, I say, good job, Pokemon. Like, you made a lot of girls probably happy, those who do play Pokemon. And so, I love this design for those little girls, because I imagine it made a lot of little girls happy. And you know what? It probably made a lot of little boys happy. But, for me, as a man, I'm never using this thing. I don't really even care to comment much about it. This is a My Little Pony ripoff, 100%. And I'm, for those kids that love it, I understand Pokemon is for adults and kids. It's kind of for the whole spectrum. When I see some Pokemon like this, I'm grateful for them because it's bringing new generation of fans. So I am grateful for these Galarian, especially because they're newer Pokemon. And these little kids, when I grew up playing Red, Pokemon Yellow or Silver and Gold, those Pokemon are the ones I fell in love with. Now there's little kids that are falling in love with these Pokemon. So I'm grateful that these Pokemon are making new generations of Pokemon fans. But personally, that ain't me.
I feel the exact polar opposite. I feel like this was made for me. And I'm just kidding. I'm just
really?
No. I mean, there are certain aspects.
This is my spirit animal.
Yeah. I mean, I do like it looks like the mane is like cotton candy. It's like an actual horn. And not just like a bulging, like, skull deformation. There's like on Rapidashes,
It's not tumor.
It has skin over its horn, which kind of bothers me. If you look at Rapidash, like that is a extension of its head.
Yeah.
And this is like an actual horn. Which is also a bone, but it's not covered in skin. I mean,
you make it sound so gross.
Right. It is gross.
I like my bones exposed.
I like my bones
I like my head bones
exposed the way God intended.
I do like the white color way more than the beige.
I was gonna say too, I like the color scheme way more.
Yeah.
It almost has like, to me, I know it's not supposed to, but like a ghost feel. I know it's supposed to be fairy,
Hmm.
but
Dude, that's Princess Twilight. I mean, My Little Pony ripoff.
are you a brony?
It's like a My Little.
Right, that's what I call it.
Yeah, Brony. My little boy, he used to love My Little Pony shows. So I sit down and watch it with him. They're actually like, they're not bad. It's a pretty good show.
You understand why the bronies have the following they do?
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't just sit down and watch it by myself. Again, just kidding. I wouldn't just sit down and watch it by myself anymore. Because I have an image here. But,
Yeah.
But like the storylines and the stakes, like there's a lot of stakes. It was a pretty enjoyable show.
You know what
And
brought
so
me that
I
same
don't-
kind of feeling was, have you seen Paw Patrol?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Have you seen the Paw Patrol movie?
Yeah, you mean that like hour and a half long commercial for toys?
Oh, I'm sure.
That's what it was. It's just
I
an hour and a
genuinely
half commercial for toys.
Loved that movie.
The movie had a little bit. Yeah. The movie had some real content. The TV show is literally like no content. It's the same thing over and over and over again.
Hmm.
No significance.
Okay,
The movie wasn't bad.
I haven't seen the show, but the movie, I was like, this had like stakes. This had like character development, had action. I was like, this had a continuing plot. I was like, things actually
Right.
happened in this movie that moved the plot along. I was like, this is like someone actually took time into this movie and not just like regurgitated some overdone, like storyline.
Yeah. Well, just make that movie your only experience of Paw Patrol because the show is
Yeah, it is my own
literally is
experience,
just
but I was
completely trash. Even for kids, I like if my kids want to watch it, I'll let them watch it, but like I wouldn't prefer it because it really is just mindless TV.
I was like, Izzy loves the movie, and I'm like, that was actually wow, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. The My Little Pony movie was pretty good too. I heard
I heard.
from a very personal source.
Hmm. Not from one of my friends. One of my friends was talking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually your friend, your best friend. I heard it from your best friend.
Oh.
Just comes full circle. Yeah, I mean, do you have anything to add? I wish I had more things to say about this, but I watched this guy that does video reviews. Have you? I think his name is Cosmo, something like, I don't know. He does movie reviews, and sometimes he'll do like little kids ones, and he won't give it a rating just because it's like, this is made for little kids and it's not made for me, so I don't want to rate it. But this is kind of what I thought about the way this movie was pushed forward and the characters and all this stuff. I will give this Pokemon a rating, but as far as these Galarian forms, I'm glad they exist, but they're I don't really love anything about them, other than maybe that white coloring for the skin, just because I feel like it would have looked better on Ponyta and Rapidash. Are you ready to rate them, or do you have anything else to say?
No, yeah, I'm ready. I feel like we kind of glossed through these last couple Pokemon. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can add to it. What do we know about Ponyta? It's a physical attacker, fire type.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's any like.
It's got physical attack and speed.
Yeah, pretty important. I wonder if there's any like
But the
competitive.
Galarian form doesn't really. I don't think Galarian form has any boosts either. I think it's about the same.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. No. I guess I'll go first. I would rate this whole Ponyta Rapidash a 3. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just safe and boring. But like I said earlier, like sometimes it's important that some Pokemon are just safe and boring so others really stand out more, you know?
Could you imagine if you were an artist and the Pokemon company's like, can you just make all the safe and boring ones?
Yeah.
So like these other artists can make the really cool ones.
Yeah, we don't really trust your artistic skills to draw anything more than just a pony. We just
you draw this beautiful pony and they're like, no, this is too much. Can you make the horn be skin?
Yeah. No. I see you've accidentally left the horn exposed. Could you just cover that with skin, please? Easy mistake, I know. But
and this Rapidash is too adorable. Can you change the eyes again?
Yeah.
I'll give this a 2.
We noticed your Ponyta doesn't have the Kanto eyes. Could you maybe correct that for us?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'll give this line a 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm glad it exists.
Less than average. So how come you think
less than average?
How come you think it's bad?
Less than average doesn't mean bad.
Oh.
Does it? It just means like 2.5 is average. 2 is like
below average.
Not that great. It doesn't mean bad. I feel like bad would be like a 1 or a 1.5 or something.
Well, okay, why does it fall short of being just average?
I mean, I think I already went into it, but also I'm rating it as far as how much I like it, not as far as how much I think it does good for the Pokemon Company or for other fans. And I just don't like these designs. I really just don't like them.
That's all there is to it, Ryan.
Yeah. You know what's a good horse design that I actually really do love is the one from Sun and Moon, Mudsdale, I think his name is. But then that's a little more masculine horse. You know what I mean?
How do you spell it?
Mud, like a Clydesdale, but Mudsdale.
Oh yes, this one's in Scarlet and Violet.
That was just like rough and rugged. Yeah, I look forward to talking about that one. Plus, it's a ground type, my favorite typing.
I know this is supposed to say Mega Y, but I read it as Me Gay.
Me gay. Nice. Well.
Is that me gay? No, you gay.
No, yeah. You gay. You're gay. It's you to why. So would you say that Ponyta and Rapidash are not good enough then?
I would definitely say they are not good enough.
Yeah. Well, catch us. We'll see you guys very soon. We've got a new segment coming up. It's called Go for 69, and we will explain it on our next video. Stay tuned.
So if you want to see a 69, stay tuned.
Exactly what we're doing.
Peace.